Hello everybody and welcome to this slightly late episode. Damn you! It beeps for a long time. Okay, hello everybody and welcome to the slightly late second episode of Cooking with Colum. I'm Colum, I'm no chef but I do love to cook. Today we're going to be bringing you a barbecue pasta bake that I invented some time ago. It probably follows similar guidelines to most pasta bakes on the market, but this has my own tweaks, my own flavours, and I'm hoping you like it. So if you've got the ingredients, cook along with me. If not and you're watching this later, feel free to give it a go. Okay, let's move in and get started. One of the first things we want to do is get the chicken chopped up. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment. I've been defrosting this through the day. If you can defrost it overnight, it will be a bit easier because it's still a little bit frozen places. But once you've chopped it up, it will cook through fine, so don't worry about it. So we're going to get this nicely diced. You'll probably find it slightly easier to manage if you cut it into slightly smaller bits first and then just slide it down. If you've been defrosting it in water like I have, you might get this slight whiteness to the edge of the skin. Don't worry about it. It will all cook just fine. As long as your chicken was fresh to start with, you don't have anything to worry about. You want it to be in fairly small cubes. If you prefer it thicker, go for it, but I find it cooks a bit better this way. Okay, and as you've got bits cut, if you just throw them into your marinade bowl. People are messaging me, it's probably the stream. You're live! Thanks, phone. I know. Once I've done the chicken, I'll be taking a moment to turn my phone onto silent.
Probably a good shout.
In fact, as this hand has not been on the chicken, where's my phone? It's probably in the wrong pocket. I probably moved it. Oh no, I see it. I see it! One day I'll have a stream that goes well. Cool. Okay. Now that shouldn't bother me as it starts vibrating on the side every time I get a message. Cutting chicken can take a little while. I normally like to do this recipe listening to a bit of music. Helps the time go by a bit quickly. As it is, I've got friends here to talk to me. Today my cameraman is Nerdmatical.
Not Phil.
Not Phil, who was the entire last week. They were busy today.
Thanks, Phil.
he didn't feel like being here. But
No, go on.
I just lost all my views. They're gone. I was like, we can't handle puds.
You haven't actually gone that bad, have you?
It was probably you, wasn't it?
Yeah. Told you not to make me talk.
But Jay is quite a fan of this.
Yes, it has all my favourite stuff in it. Pasta, chicken,
Barbecue sauce.
barbecue sauce.
The rest is just supplements for him. He'll be happy if I put literally nothing else in it. But as we're trying to be healthy on this channel.
Actually, I quite like broccoli. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, the broccoli goes quite well. Broccoli, I like broccoli as an addition to things. It goes well with most rice dishes as well as a side. Or if you cook it into the sauce.
I like to deep fry my broccoli.
Just making sure you are on the scene on the shopping board, yes?
Yes.
Fantastic. Got to make sure my first time cameraman are in check. If you know me and live in Milton Keynes and would like to volunteer for the position of cameraman for any given week, you'll get free food. Because you'll get to partake in the food I cook that evening. If that's not enough to entice you, well, I can't tell you anything else.
So chat's saying, best be wearing that apron column, so guess who that is?
Haha. Do you want to quickly flick up and show my sister that apron?
Yeah, we'll go.
There you go. Just moving bits with blood in. It's Not normally an issue when you're cooking chicken, but I'm not fond of leaving the veiny bits in. If it's something that doesn't bother you, don't worry about it.
Extra protein.
Extra protein! Extra iron.
Yeah. Extra protein.
That's what you call it these days. Oops. Need to get myself a slightly higher chopping station.
Someone's asking, what are you making?
What am I making? It should be in the title. Is it not in the title? Did I forget to put it in the title?
Oh no, it's in the title.
It's in the title. I'm making a barbecue pasta chicken bake. And it will contain broccoli and peas as veg. Just get that veiny bit.
Some tasty pasta bake goodness.
Who's saying that?
You did.
No, who was asking? You're just telling me, people are asking this. I know most of the people that watch my stream, man. I can interact with them if you tell me their names.
Your friend from Taco, the one you brought along, who's a new one like me.
Oh, Kai.
Yes, Kai.
Hi, Kai. Thank you for joining the stream today.
I cannot pronounce his real name.
He goes by Kai, so.
I know, but I was trying to read it.
Yeah, sorry, Kai. Your name is a little bit on the hard side.
Yeah, thanks, Kai. Let's just have a really hard name for the dyslexic. Cool story, bro.
And I'm pretty sure that was his given name. Could be wrong, but okay. Just gonna get rid of that chopping board because we don't want chickeny bits hanging around. And as I've been handling chicken, I'm gonna give my hands a quick wash, guys.
Cleanliness next to godliness.
Yep. Okay. Now we want to get this bad boy marinating. So, boop. What we're going to start with on the marinade is a bit of salt and pepper. I'm guessing you're up here now.
No.
No, cool. Good. Salt and pepper to taste. Marinade is super easy because it then uses garlic, 1 tablespoon. And the important flavouring, the barbecue seasoning. This is brand new, so I've probably got to open the seal. I do. Crack that seal.
Smell it for vintage.
Smells like barbecue seasoning.
What year?
No, 2018. It's a good year.
It's a good year.
My voice went a bit high in that laugh there. Manly laugh. Okay, and that's the marinade, so you give that a good mix in.
Kai's asking, where's the garlic?
I put the garlic in already.
Did you?
Yeah, garlic went in first. Wow, after the salt and pepper. If you want to see where's the garlic, there's the garlic. I like garlic in this house.
Sponsored by Cook.
So you give that a good mix in. Ideally, you want this to be marinating for about half an hour. Might not quite get that today because of timings, but we'll see if we can give it a try. Yeah, you can pop that in your fridge. And we'll grab that when we're ready for it.
I can.
Fantastic. Okay, so now we want to get the sauce going. And I've got this here. You want a 500 gram carton of passata, which I think that's slightly more. We had some measuring issues earlier where we were splitting between 2 batches, so but just throw a full carton in there and that'll be fine.
It's enough.
It's enough. You want natural fat-free yogurt. It's an entire cupful there. If you do not have a measuring cup, and I'm just going to grab a spatula to help that out, then it is 237 millilitres of yogurt there. And you can just use a measuring jug to measure that out if you like to. Get that good mix. That gives a nice creamy consistency. As I put up on the recipe list, you can substitute in quark or fromage frais. Quark is fat-free naturally, I believe. Fromage frais is, but you get the fat-free ones as well. That will make for a healthy dish. Then we're going to be putting in a tablespoon of mixed herbs. Zoop. this recipe is easy because nearly everything is used with tablespoon measurements. And like the last one, I was like, okay, have I put all the tablespoon ones in and all the half tablespoon ones, and it got a bit mixed up. This one is 1 measuring spoon. Very nice, very easy. You want to put in, surprise, surprise, tablespoon of garlic.
Wee.
There
you go, Kai is now pleased. You have appeased the garlic gods.
Fantastic. Then you want to put in 1 tablespoon of basil. I like to put basil in with most of my tomato-based sauces because it just adds a nice bit of flavour there. It brings it all out. Good herb. Good herb. Then you want to have 3 tablespoons of sweetener. That is something I do need to deal with. Because of the timings on this, that is the one I prepared earlier. As I say on Blue Pizza. And so I'm just going to turn the oven off there. And it should stay hot enough during the stream that it will be good for the next batch that goes in, which you won't see the finished risotto, but we'll be eating this. I make a lot of food, that's why if you come around and help me with the camera, you'll get some. Okay. So being served, and you also need some barbecue sauce in this.
Yeah, because it's a chicken barbecue bacon, isn't it?
It is a chicken barbecue bacon, yes. 1, 2, 3, and for the extra barbecue taste, a bit more barbecue seasoning. And you may think, wow, you've just used barbecue sauce in that hand. This is a double-ended spoon. Dink.
Ding.
Just make sure I don't miss anything. I have not missed anything. Okay, so you give the marinade a nice stir. Oh, not marinade, sorry. What am I saying? The sauce. And you put that aside for later. Okay, now we need to get the pasta and the broccoli on. So as pasta typically takes a bit longer to go, boiling a bit of water off screen there. How I measure the pasta for this dish, I take the tray I'm going to be baking it in. I take the pasta. And I pour it in. I do roughly, just enough to cover the bottom of the tray there. And that will be enough to do that. And the second tray.
The oops there just really adds that roughly.
Sorry?
The oops there just really adds that roughly.
I oopsed?
Yeah.
Oh, when I was pouring it in?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Just sinking the bottom of there. Give me 1 sec. Lovely jubbly. Cool.
Lovely.
Lovely. Okay. So in your pasta goes. Ideally, you want it about half cooked because it's going to continue cooking once it goes into the oven. Now throw that straight on the stove. Actually, it's always a good idea to light the burner first.
That'd be a cracking idea. Get on it.
I did. Okay, I'm going to add a bit more water to that because I don't think that's quite enough. Because you don't want your pasta to burn. Nice. I'm going to get that refiltering because we also want some water for the broccoli, but a bit less water because the broccoli's going to steam. Let's get on to the broccoli. Now, I didn't mention it before I started the chicken, but always make sure you're nice and sharpened before you start cutting with anything. It's chicken's a bit easier to cut with a blunt knife, it's softer, it goes through easier, but when you get vegetables with fairly thick stems, you want a nice sharp knife that can get through that. Now, a lot of people will throw away the broccoli stem and only use the head, but there's lots of goodness in there and there's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. So that goes in as well. I cut that up into cubes. If you don't want housemate moaning it, you make sure that they're well distributed through the pasta bake. Otherwise, they're going to be getting all of the stems.
The stems are the good part.
I do like the stems, I must say. Okay, I'm going to grab the pot that these are going to go into, because it makes life a bit easier if you can move things along as you're chopping. Just get the rest of that stem off there. Okay, I find it easier to just cut straight down the middle and then just chop it off so you've roughly got some heads. There's no real grace or skill to cutting broccoli, unfortunately. It just goes as you can, making sure that the centre stem is as broken up as you can, because that will be the thickest part through the main head. And then the rest you just want little trees. Little escaping trees.
It's actually broccoli, just little trees.
Little trees.
Little trees.
I've seen people use it.
Little trees.
I've seen people like freeze them, or like was it like lacquering them or something, and using them as scenery in miniature games. And you know what, it works.
Cat said ew broccoli.
It's
always one. Always one.
Which cat? I know a couple of cats.
Cat Evans.
Ah, hello. Thank you for joining the stream. Been a while. Been a very long while, actually. Okay. Now, all that goes in there. We'll get rid of the chopping board. And then, you want to add a little bit of water to the bottom, because we're not boiling the broccoli, we're steaming it. That should be enough. On goes the lid, and then that goes onto your burner.
For burning.
Burning. Now that should roughly be done at about the same time that the pasta is done and the meats, which we're going to be getting to shortly. As I said, ideally I'd like to marinate the chicken for around half an hour. If you can do it overnight, fantastic. But for the sake of the stream and being able to actually get a move on with things, we're going to be cooking it now. So if I could request the chicken, please. Again, this week I am using fries. It's any low-calorie cooking spray will do. As I've got here, I've got some Groovy Food Company cooking spray as well. So apply that to the pan. Get the burner on. Not getting far without the burner on.
It's becoming a habit. You're missing the most important part of cooking, fire.
I was getting the thing off first. If you try and start a burner, most people will probably find, with the pan on and you're trying to start it, it's harder and it takes longer for the gas to ignite. If you remove it though, the air flows a bit freer and it ignites normally first time. Unless you've got a not very good stove. In which case, sorry. Not a lot I can do about that. Okay, you want to be cooking this in about medium heat. If you do it too high, you'll burn it. There's one of those dishes though where it doesn't matter if at the end of the cooking phase with the chicken, if it's a little underdone, because it's going to be going into the oven for half an hour and that will finish cooking it through, but you want it most of the way there. Because the worst thing you can do with chicken is serve it to somebody undercooked. Even if there's no harm in it, which there probably is, they're not going to appreciate it.
Was that a thing for a little while?
In Japan there's actually a small village which eats raw chicken.
Lovely.
Yes. My friend Mimose, whose family is from that village, says that they never have any harm from it. No one's ever got sick from it. So more power to you guys. I'm not doing it. You won't see me trying raw chicken in this channel, and I don't intend to try it in my lifetime.
It's a good call.
Yeah, I like to think that I'll try most things, but raw chicken just is one of those things that doesn't sound appetizing in any way, shape or form. It's probably just been ingrained enough into me. I'll probably try things like grubs and insects and scorpions and stuff like that, but raw chicken.
There we go, there's for next week.
For next week.
We'll have a scorpion salad.
Hard-boiled scorpion salad. I think not.
I got me excited there.
I actually have to look up what I'm going to be doing for next week because I can't remember what I have on this next.
You should do that chicken pasta barbecue bake. There's no ulterior motive for me at all, no.
There's a very good chance that either within this week or the early part of next week you'll be getting this again.
Yes.
From the sounds of it, people outside have jumped on the it's fireworks night soon bandwagon.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, we may as well get some of it measured out and ready while they're cooking.
Kai says say no to raw chicken.
Say no to raw chicken.
Say no. Just say no.
Am I still on the top camera?
Yes.
Okay, transition down. That's about 200 grams of peas. I measured that out earlier because I wasn't sure I had enough peas for the stream and I had to make sure. So I have enough peas for the stream, that's 200 grams. Now we want to measure out our cheese. Where did I put the scales? This is going well, there it is. Ding. Okay, now if you want this to be slimming mode friendly, we do it as 90 grams of cheese for the main bake, which works out as roughly a healthy extra per third portion. You can up it to 120 and make it per quarter. And in the smaller one, I tend to put 60 in, so that's half of the bake.
Kai wants to watch me eat a Scotch bonnet. It's not that kind of stream, Kai. No, don't even.
I'm not going to question this.
I like how you had to think about that for a second.
Family friendly stream.
I'm not eating a Scotch bonnet.
Sorry?
Not eating a Scotch bonnet.
Not eating Scotch bonnet. Yeah, that would make you cry. I've watched plenty of other streams where they eat Scotch bonnets, or Carolina Reapers, or ghost peppers, and it never ends well. Like, never.
No, it does not at all.
Making sure that chicken's not burning. Probably a good time to give your pasta a stir. Make sure that your instructions aren't locking. Okay, so that's the 90 grams for the first half. What's me forget was 3 rounders is. Unfortunately, I need new scales, and determining how much is in there can be a little difficult.
They're not up to scale.
Would have been. Okay, 6 rounds. He's waited over this. 60, 90. Okay, chicken's getting there. Your chicken should be going a nice sort of off, I say off brown colour, doesn't sound right, but it's because of barbecue marinade, it is a slightly brown orange colour. But basically white or brown is what you want.
That doesn't look raw, is what you're going for.
You want non-raw chicken in your pasta
Non-raw
bake.
chicken, remember, say no.
Say no to raw chicken. Hashtag say no to raw chicken. If you are cooking along with me though, feel free to use the hashtag I cooked with Colum. And let everyone know that I actually have fans. Okay, I'm going to crank the chicken a little bit now because I can pay it a bit more attention. I'm going to
Just say crank the chicken.
crank the chicken up. Yeah, the heats. There are reasons I don't use Jerry every week.
Okay.
Okay, that's still a bit crunchy. So we'll keep that going for a bit. I do quite like undercooked pasta, I'm a bit weird.
Yeah, like the really like crunchy pasta you eat on top of the pasta bake, that's
Oh, that's the best part of the pasta.
yeah. It's just like put it on an oven tray and just
Yep.
make it all like that.
One thing that you want to make sure you have before you start a live stream cooking a pasta bake like this is tin foil, which I didn't make sure of before starting the stream, and I don't have. But if you're cooking with me, you will want some tin foil for in the oven stage, because it can be possible to over crisp the top of your pasta bake if you don't have it. But hopefully I haven't done. Okay, chicken's getting to the point where it's nearly done. So I'm going to let that cook and I'm going to check the broccoli. Easy way to check the broccoli is you just take a knife, I like to use a steak knife, and just apply light pressure, and that's still a bit undercooked, so we're going to leave that in there. I'm going to give it a bit of a stir though.
So Kat says, I do remember you making some banging fries back when we were at school. I think it was the way you fried them. To this day, I still haven't had as good as fries as those.
I need to remember how I made it. I think I put garlic in them. I haven't actually cooked fries in a really long time, but yeah, I think I put drizzle them in oil. These days I would use fry lights. Or a bit more water in there.
You put garlic in everything.
Garlic fries are delicious.
Garlic fries are garlic butter fries are delicious.
I have tried garlic butter fries.
Oh my god!
I'm trying to think of how else I did them. I think I had salt and pepper on them, which brings out a nice bit of flavour. And I may have used fennel seeds because fennel seeds go really well on roast potatoes. And it's something my mum used to do. It's like her secret ingredient for roast potatoes was fennel seeds, and it's a gorgeous flavour. And when you're if you're doing chips in an oven, it's probably a really nice thing to put on them. I might have to try doing fries again soon. Because it's probably since I was at school since I've actually tried doing fries like that. If you ever want to pop around, Kat, though, I'm happy to cook dinner for you. You can meet the little one and the wife. Actually, I think you've met the wife. But you can meet the little one. If you want to pop over on the stream, you can sit there doing Jay's job. Probably better. Okay. I'm turning chicken now. It's a balancing act, this. You kind of want them all to be done at the same time. Doesn't matter if they're little off, because we're going to be adding them one at a time into the main dishes, but you want them to at least be close to each other, otherwise you're waiting a while, and it just throws things off a little bit. So the chicken is nearly done.
Essentially cook all the things.
That's how I do things. I cook all the things.
Cook all the things.
Okay, so the broccoli I'm going to leave on the longest because that was the least done. Chicken looks mostly done, so let's get the chicken distributed between the trays now.
Okay. Kai says garlic fries with garlic butter and garlic mayo with garlic ice cream. Kind of lost me the garlic ice cream, to be fair. Although I'd try it.
As would I.
I would try it.
I'm not opposed to this idea. I like ice cream enough and I like garlic enough.
It's true, they're both things I do like.
Okay. This is making sure I remember which measurements is which. Turn your heat off, otherwise you might forget. That's not what I was using for that. That's what I was using for that. Okay. This is more art than anything. You want to basically distribute them enough so that their ratios are roughly the same. Because you don't want people complaining that they don't have enough chicken and they have too many broccoli stems. Okay, they are looking good. Nice thing to have around the kitchen when you're cooking is heat-proof mats. You can
Oh,
just
is that what they are? I've been using them as oven mitts. I suppose same thing really, but
yep, they will protect you from the oven. Having oven mitts though is a good idea too. So that's those done. Let's check the pasta again. Because the pasta should be fairly close to done now, and if it's not, so I'll move it to the front burner. Yep, that is more than enough done for this. So that one off. Again, same column that I used last week, because I can just do this. Let that drain. I like this meal because apart from prepping the veg and the chicken, it's actually a fairly quick meal to get done and get in the oven. And the longest part of it is waiting for it to cook. The broccoli seems to be taking a little longer than normal. His head might have been slightly bigger than normal. Say nothing, Jay. I sensed it.
I might be thinking it, but I wasn't going to say it.
I know you. Okay, so while that's carrying on, let's get the pasta distributed. Again, a bit more of an art form than a measurement. But I reckon I did a pretty good job there. It's like not pasta flying. You're going to get pasta on the counters in this meal. You're going to get sauce on the counter in this meal. You're probably going to get a bit of everything. Don't worry about it. If you're not making a mess when you're cooking, you're not doing it right.
It's on the table, it's free game. That's
Pretty sure I said that last week as well. That's my new tagline. If you're not making a mess, you're not doing it. It's on the table, it's fair game. Okay, so that's looking nice. I like to mix the cheese in last, and we'll leave that. But peas.
Cheese makes everything good.
I'm trying to think of something that doesn't, but
There's nothing. I would even try cheese ice cream.
well, that'd just be cheesecake with a bit of ice cream.
Oh god, yes.
That's what I'm saying. I'm finding it hard to think of something it won't go with. When you're mixing the pasta bake, it's more of a folding art, and I like to use spatulas. You can just sort of fold in just like that. The peas I've used are frozen. They will cook nicely through when it's baking though, so don't worry too much about that. Same with my bolognese. The peas are the smallest of the veggies and cooked fastest, so.
Sorry, they're organic though, it's fine. Well, actually,
I have no idea if they're organic.
Just making claims.
Hashtag not organic. Hashtag not allowing enough. I'm taking it off the heat before I even check. That's actually getting there quite nicely. Okay, I'm going to give that a few more minutes because it's not quite to the softness that I like it. If you like your broccoli a bit crunchier, feel free. At this stage, anyone got any questions I'd like to ask me about this dish, about me, about my cooking? Now is a good time, or we just wait for that to finish steaming?
They're saying say no to peas now.
Say no to peace? So you want war, not peace?
Oh my god.
I had to sneak more puns in there, man.
You did.
Had to be done. So I'm guessing that's my sister.
Yes.
My sister does not like peas. If you don't like peas, leave them out. You can substitute with another vegetable if you want, but I find peas go quite well on my food. But yeah, ultimately, when you're cooking, change things as you want to. My recipe last week, that was my mum's, that was my granddad's, is probably unrecognisable from when my granddad used to do it because it got changed when my mum did it and it got changed when I did it. The point of cooking is to add your flair to what you're doing. So let's try the broccoli again. Now I've gone on my little monologue.
So Alex is asking whose granny did you borrow your apron from?
Haha, this is Deanne's. Hide. Okay, I think the broccoli's good enough.
I don't think Alex can talk. Alex has brown slippers, okay? he cannot talk about anyone's old apron when he has brown slippers.
I did forget that I wanted that colander again for the broccoli. As it's now sitting in the chicken bowl, I'm going to get out one of my other colanders.
Colum, do it.
My Colum colander. Having more than one colander is useful for exactly this reason. These particular colanders.
Phil says he prefers the striper one. The stripy one.
I like my stripy one. I don't actually know what it is. I think I may have put it in the wash, and I think we may have forgotten to wash it.
No, it's there. It's over there. Check.
Oh, you know where it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my sister Marianne dared me to wear a nice flowery apron, and I said, if you watch the whole stream, I'll wear the apron. She said, deal.
Well, she said frilly aprons. I don't think you're.
Well,
I don't see any frills.
When this was shown earlier, someone said there's a frilly one here, and it was this one that was being referred to.
I'm disappointed. No
It is
frills.
more ruffly, but it's too small for you, so they've sort of smoothed out.
Yes, I am a mammoth of a man, in the hairy and fat sense. Okay.
You clean up at Pinks, though.
I do clean up a pinks. All the boys want this. Okay, so now we're getting there. The only two things to add now is the sauce and the cheese. So add your cheese. Think. All over the table. That's not the sauce. I put it over here. Have a good mix. Again, separating this between two is definitely an art form. In the past, I have rinsed out the jar with a bit of water to add a bit more moisture to it while it's cooking, but today I'm not doing that because I have found as well that I've been making a little bit watery sometimes, and that's something I want to try and avoid today. And we'll have the proof of the pudding when the
Proof of the pasta.
proof of the pasta when the ones I prepared earlier have come out.
So, Katie Applegarth says
Hello, Katie.
broccoli. So
Broccoli.
we got pro broccoli, and Phil says cheese makes me sad. No one asks you, Phil.
If you were here, Phil, I'd have made one without cheese just for you.
But you're not, and I like cheese.
A member of my live studio audience today doesn't like chicken, and I've made one without chicken for her. I accommodate for my audience.
If Phil was here, it would be with chicken without cheese.
Exactly.
No, it's
I don't
either
know if anybody can hear me.
it's
Might be
either
able to actually.
with cheese or you're wrong.
Phil doesn't like melted cheese. As such, he doesn't like
That's
pizza.
the best type of cheese. Doesn't like pizza. I forgot Phil doesn't like pizza.
He's not filling it. Okay. So these are very, very close to being ready to go in the oven. And by very close, I mean I just want to make sure they're nicely mixed together. So you want that sauce in every nook and cranny. Just to
Don't make the silence, because then it makes you want to laugh.
Okay, they are in fact now ready to go in the oven. So, what I want to do is get a couple of heat-proof pads ready, because these bad boys are going in. The ones I prepared earlier are coming out.
Oh, here we go.
So, wink, wink. Remember, kids, if you're doing this at home, get an adult to handle the oven a bit, or probably most of it.
Or use your bare hands if you're brave enough.
Press that right up against my laptop. You mind moving the laptop slightly forward?
Okay,
Thank you. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Just don't want to burn cables.
Phil says he could be a 10th level vegan. I think you have to be, really.
You could be, but you eat meat. So you're not. Okay, I'm closing that, but I want to get these in.
We all know Phil eats meat.
Okay, if you're doing this and you've got tinfoil, put tinfoil on it first. Leave a little edge open on each side. Put it on for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, take it out, take the foil off, pop it back in again for another 10 minutes. If you're doing it without foil, straight half an hour. So let's get these bad boys on camera. No, I'm going to burn for my cables. Okay, well they are the completed products. And yeah, I believe you wanted to be the taste testers today.
Yes, not now, because they're fresh out of the oven.
Well, these have been sitting in an off oven for a while.
Okay, that's fine then.
Yes. See, I got your back, bro.
I don't have an asbestos mouth, unfortunately.
Let's do that. Okay. Bowl or plates? Bowl or plates?
Bowl. I'll get the plate before my dinner.
You're just using this as a test. I was going to dish you dinner, but sure. This one here is actually made with butternut squash instead of chicken. I don't know if you can see it that well on the camera.
No.
Okay.
I
I don't have
see half
asbestos.
of it.
I don't have asbestos fingers.
That's just disappointing.
This is going super well. That heat-proof mass is not wanting to move. Okay. This one is made with butternut squash instead of chicken, so if you're a vegetarian but you're happy with cheese, you can go for that one. If you prefer vegetarian cheese or vegan cheese, You can make it into a vegan meal. Probably might need to do something with the yogurt though.
Yeah.
You can figure something out. Unfortunately, I'm not a vegan. I say unfortunately. I enjoy not being a vegan and not being a vegetarian, but I have nothing against people who make those life choices. So, let's get yours done.
Well, being vegetarian, just veganism is a bit overboard, in my opinion.
My spoon's a bit on the broken side. It's got a wonky spoon. Okay, that's what you get for your test.
Okay.
You've got to come on camera now.
No.
Taste test.
Why?
Everybody, welcome Nerd Medical.
No, my hair's not on fleek.
You've seen mine, right?
Ow.
What's that lighting? Shimmy! Shimmy harder.
Pastry.
Is that as good as normal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Double thumbs up. You're good. You can go camera. Okay. Well, that's that done. That's the food cooked. Anyone got any questions before we sign off for today?
I'll see if they say any questions.
Advance while I wait for the stream to catch up with me asking you if anyone has any questions.
Yeah.
For them to come through. There's going to be about a 30-second delay again.
They're just too busy saying, "Oh, looks good."
Fantastic. I'm happy with that. Okay, well, if no one's got any questions, we'll wrap up then. Thank you very much again for joining me for this episode of Cooking with Colum. We'll be back next week with... I have a list.
Okay.
It's on my tablet. Because I have a OneNote for literally everything in my life.
Katie Applegrove asks, when are you inviting us all over?
When you're in town. I think I put them on the Rezzle's recipes instead of Cooking with Colum. I had a different idea a long time ago. Long time ago. Okay. That's probably a bit past 3. That's garlic and herb stuffed chicken? Yes, let's do some garlic and herb stuffed chicken next week. Join me next week for that. Catch you guys later. You stopped it, stream?